In this video I'm going to show you the simplest way you can add this analog widget to your application. Hi there, welcome to Spin TV, my name is Himisi. This is a fully customizable analog gauge widget or a speedometer that you can add to your Python or C++ Qt applications. I have made a few themes that you can select and apply, or if you don't like these themes, you can apply your own themes. I am going to show you how you can add this widget to your PyQt or PySide applications and how to customize it from your main Python file. We will also apply these custom styles from the Json style sheet. This widget can be used for game development, especially racing games or building simulators with a modern look. It can also be used on Raspberry Pi or Arduino projects. So before we get started, you need to have a basic understanding of how Qt, PyQt, or PySide applications work. If you have never worked with any of these applications, then you can watch the video above after watching this. As always, all the important links will be in the description below or pinned in the comments section. If you're new to the channel, join the community by hitting that red subscribe button. Also, all of you guys are welcome to like and share this video. That will be really very helpful and encouraging to me, and it will help this channel reach more people. Alright guys, we will start by adding this widget to a PyQt application. This is my project folder, which is a fonts folder. Before we get started, we need to download the analog gauge widget module from my GitHub page. Head over to the examples folder and copy the analog gauge widget code. Create a new file inside your project folder and paste the code you copied. Save this file as analog gauge widget. Now let's open Qt Designer and create the user interface. Create the main window. Then add the widget inside the central widget container. You can also add the layout if you want your widget size to be responsive. Now save the interface file inside your project folder. Now let us create the main Python file. Inside the main Python file, we will import the required modules and add a command that will convert the UI file to a PyQt Python file. Then finally add the main window class. We also need to import the required PyQt 5 module. I have imported the font module, which we will use later to load the fonts. I'm getting this error because we have not imported the user interface file, which is the main window object. The next step now is to add the analog widget promote class. Right-click on the widget, then click promote, enter the following class name. Then inside the header file name, enter the name of the analog gauge widget file you created. Then click add, then promote and save the UI. Now your widget should appear like this. After you have the widget, you can customize it. Let's see how you can customize it from your Python file. This is how you can enable or disable the widget bar graph. This is how you set the widget measurement units, such as miles per hour or kilometers per hour, degrees Celsius or Fahrenheit, and much more. Set the minimum gauge value. Set the maximum gauge value. Set the scale counter scale divisions. Update the scale value to 0.2. Set the gauge theme. The number ranges from 0 to 24. You can also set your own custom theme by passing a maximum of 3 colors. I will leave a link to this website which you can use to pick your colors. Set the scale polygon color. You can also pass a maximum of 3 colors to create a gradient. Set the needle center point color. This function also takes a maximum of 3 colors. This is also how you set the outer circle color or gradient color. Set the scale line's color. You can import a custom font and apply it to the scale text or value text. Set the value font family by passing the font family you want to apply. Set the needle color by passing the RGBA color value. Set the needle color when a mouse hover or drag. Set the scale and display value text color. This how you can show or hide some parts of the widget. If you don't want the needle to track the mouse when you hover over it, then you can disable it by passing a false argument to this function. Now we are done with part 1 of this tutorial, which was about PyQt. In the next part we will see how we can add this widget to a Pi side application. For Pi side users, you need to have pip package manager, which we will use to install the custom widgets module from PyPy. Run the following command inside your terminal to install or update the custom widgets module. Now I am going to create 2 folders inside the project folder to separate the PyQt and Pi side application. We will just copy and paste the PyQt source code inside the PySide folder, then make some small changes to it. We are going to use the UI file we copied inside the PySide folder. We only need to change the promote class and header file name, which will be loaded from the custom widgets module we just installed. Save the UI file, then generate the PySide UI code. Inside our project folder, we will delete the PyQt files from our previous work because we won't be needing them. Now this is how the generated UI file looks like. Inside the main Python file, we also need to update the PyQt imported modules to PySide modules. We also need to remove this command because we don't need the PyQt UI file. You can also customize this analog gauge widget from the main Python file, the same way we did in the PyQt application. Another way you can customize it by using the Json stylesheet. Create the style.json file inside your project folder. Inside this file, create the analog gauge widget object, which will hold a list of values that will customize the widget. Now in order to apply your JSON style, you need to call the load.json style function from your main Python file and pass your main window object. We also need to import the custom widgets module to our main Python file. Now, this is how you customize the analog gauge widget from the JSON file. We will start by passing the widget name, then pass other values. That's all for this video. I hope it was educational, helpful, or very inspiring to you. As a thank you, you can support me on Patreon or join my YouTube community for just $1.99 and gain access to premium materials on this channel. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more content. I will see you in the next video.